we can say the all clear for Early County. Now it's moving into Baker County. So there's your rotation near Ivy's Mill. Here's another one near Gillionville. And we need to watch this because our offices are on the northwest side of Albany, and we do have a camera pointed in that general direction. So when this gets to here, we'll be able to see if there's anything going on the northwest corner of the Good Life City right now. But that's what we've got, a tornado warning, a confirmed tornado warning for Calhoun, southwestern Daugherty County, northwestern Baker County, and this is moving to the north and east at 30 miles per hour. And then also this cell here, east of Gillionville, no tornado warning with that, but we'll see what happens as it moves northeast. But it may struggle a little bit because it's running into some of that rain-cooled air, or at least cooler air, compared to areas to the south. There's kind of a boundary right here, and as a storm hits that boundary, it can rotate. And there's a lot more coming where all this came from. We're going to show you that real quick as well. Looking off to the west towards Alabama and those locations around the area. Let's go to the look at the camera right now. It's raining in northwest Albany. The streets of North Slappy are wet right now. And we are looking at things that are going on across the area. Let's go ahead and take a look at that satellite radar composite. And tornado watches for Alabama this afternoon. They're dealing with the same type of thing. And until that wave of low pressure in Texas gets through, we are going to see rounds of severe weather. And that may take us into Thursday, into Friday as well. But very serious situation unfolding this afternoon. Taking a look at the modeling real quick as far as what's expected. This is 6 o'clock. The run of the model at 6 o'clock, and that will come on through. And then here comes the next round. Now, this is at 12 a.m., and there could be another round of severe weather moving through the area. I hope it is not as bad as what we've already experienced. But then here comes some more as we head into our Thursday. Most of the day should be fine, but that's a problem because the air, we're going to see the air heat up before that next round comes in on Thursday, and that's going to be in the second half of the day tomorrow, and particularly for areas to the south. But maybe, just maybe, the atmosphere will be worked over enough that we won't be concerned about any life-threatening severe weather, just maybe a few reports of severe weather. But again, it's a moderate risk, level 4 out of 5, and in this area where the Storm Prediction Center highlighted, I do strongly believe we've had an EF1 or an EF2 somewhere over at Early County, and that's what we're looking at through the rest of the afternoon. Golf ball size hail or larger. The hail threat may not be as high today compared to areas to the west, but we could still see some large size hail. And then the damaging to destructive wind. I will tell you, the later tonight storms may be more of a wind threat versus what we're dealing with now. So let's check out these storms once again and see what's going on. And let's go to the other radar site. Both of them have hooks. We've got one hook there on the northwest side of Albany and moving towards Leesburg. There's no warning with this at this particular moment, but there could be one anytime because I am noticing some rotation trying to go there. But once again, I want to let everyone know that these storms are moving into some rain-cooled air. So hopefully they will continue to weaken and we won't have any more tornado problems for at least a little while.
Now, these storms that ramped up down in Early County, the tornado we saw about, I guess about 30 minutes ago that was sending the debris signature up into the atmosphere by about 12 miles. Now, is the reason that those intensified as quickly and blew up as quickly as they did because the area down in Early County and in that area did not get the cooling that we got here earlier today in those rains that we got beginning around 9 o'clock this morning?
That is absolutely right. You see that storm there, and I'm going to broaden out. And I'll just put the radar in loop here so you can see what we saw. And that storm there that went through the east of Blakely, it didn't have any competing storms. It was on its own. It was the most southernest. It was the southernmost storm, and it really intensified there over Early County rather quickly.
Nothing else was competing for its energy.
That's right. And so that's why we saw a tornado develop with that. Weather Service, getting some new information, Rick. Weather Service continues the tornado warning. And right now they're saying it's still confirmed. I'm not seeing indications of that it is, but they're saying it's confirmed. So we're going to call it a confirmed tornado. And it is near Leary or 10 miles south of Morgan, moving east at 35 miles per hour. So there we go. And I don't think it's going to hit Newton, but it will be moving to the north and east very quickly here. And let's just give you an estimated time of arrival for the south side of Albany.
Let's look at that one up at Doherty as well for estimated time of arrival.
This one, again, it still has the hook shape, and there is some rotation with that. But it is not as impressive as the one to the south. That one over northern Baker County is cycling again. What we mean by cycling, it means that it is intensifying once again over portions of northern Baker County. And you can see that the rotation tracker is now indicating more intensity near Milford, north of Elmadale. And now it's coming towards Elmadale Highway. So Elmadale, you folks in the Elmadale area, north of Jericho Road, you need to be in your tornado safe spots in these areas right now as this tornado continues to march to the east. Not seeing debris at this time. We've got to wait for one more scan. But if that tightens any more up, we most likely will see another tornado with this particular event over portions of Baker County. And it is concerning because it's moving in a general direction of southern Doherty County at this particular moment. So please be able to seek shelter, take your cover now, take your immediate tornado precautions if you live in southeastern Calhoun County, southwestern Doherty County. This does not include the Goodlife City as of yet, but we will be watching this storm as it hugs the Doherty-Baker County line.
Now you still have that. You still have that up near Gillionville. Can we look up that way?
Yes. Let's go ahead and look at some of this. See if there's any BTI on it. There is a BTI. The BTI is a 5.4, and I'm going to quickly do some adjustments here with these storms trackers here and see if I can find the put on a little bit more cities here that people will know about. So this is moving towards Doublegate, towards Palmyra. I don't see any evidence of a strong rotation with that, but those are some areas that could be impacted south of Leesburg, North Albany, South Leesburg, heading towards the Chehaw Park. There could be some rotation with that particular storm. It does have the hook on it.
But they've yet to call it.
That's right. They're yet to call that, yet to say a tornado with that. What we can do is I'm going to go back to our camera in northwest Albany and take a look and see if I am noticing any change in the cloud elements at this point in time. And let's just go ahead and look at it and check the current conditions as well. And it's getting eerily dark there.
You can see that it's getting dark right up in the top part of your screen.
That's right. I believe our camera is pointed in the general direction of Leesburg. There's also a southeast wind. There is a southeast wind. And that's important because we've got some wind that's blowing into these storms, and that could enhance the rotation with these storms. Look at the barometer. The barometer is falling right now, and you can also see, look at all of this activity. Really impressive going on right now. Again, I can't move the camera, but I can say that's the general direction of Leesburg over here towards Lee County as well. But look at some of these cloud elements trying to stream into this cloud here. And so we're going to see if there's anything that we can see, but it may be rain-wrapped if there is something trying to get going there over portions of Doherty County at this time.
So would it be fair to say Doherty County right now, you need to begin to think about moving into your tornado safety area. You need to begin to identify where you need to get to as this continues to intensify. In fact, you can even see our camera there at our offices in Albany, and you can see that the weather conditions, Matthew, are deteriorating by the second. I just saw some lightning in this particular storm here. So the weather conditions are deteriorating as we speak there on Slappy.
That's right. If you're on the roads right now in North Slappy or in Albany, go ahead before the storm hits, find you a safe place, because you've got twin storms moving through Dougherty County right now. One's moving into southern Lee. The other one is coming across the portions of northern Baker County that may be on a trajectory into southwestern Dougherty County within the next 30 minutes or so. But noticing some cloud elements here, lots of rain in the area, but you can see the darkness to this cloud right here, and you see the clouds moving in that direction. We have that southeast wind, and that is moving those cloud elements into the direction of, if there is rotation, where it could be. And you may be seeing a lowering. You might be seeing a possibility of something going on there as well. And so I see some chatter on the National Weather Service chat, but I'm not going to read it because it's not confirmed yet. But possibility did exist of somebody being very close to that storm in Early County earlier. So they did see some things there with that. But we're just going to keep it here and look at this frame as we move along to see if anything is changing with our storm. I am noticing a little bit more uptick in the rotation with the storm over northern Baker County. And we will immediately come back to this frame if I think something's happening there near our offices. But it's just not conclusive to me that there's something there, because it's run into that rain-cooled air. This storm, on the other hand, it's still breathing and exhaling, and it still is going. And we have this possible tornado now encroaching on the Baker-Dougherty County line, and you can see the rotation there north of Elmadale, and it is moving very close to the east-northeast at this moment. The National Weather Service is indicating that there could be a possible tornado with this. Now, I did switch radar sites. This is coming from Tallahassee, so don't be alarmed. This may be shooting up a little bit high into the cloud. The radar, when it shoots off its beam up into the atmosphere, it shoots at an angle. And so when the radar shoots up at an angle, that means that it's maybe hitting a little bit higher up in the clouds where there may be rotation, but it may not be at the ground level, or at the surface. So I'm going to switch back to the radar that's a little bit closer so we can see that. But there is that sign that there could be something there on the northwest side of Albany as it moves to the east-northeast at this point in time. And nothing new is coming in from the Weather Service, but we will be watching it. We have this possible tornado warning, the tornado warning, until 3:15 for southwestern Dougherty County.
When we think about the tornado warning, the warning means that the conditions are definitely right and that there is rotation. So when there is a tornado warning, you need to think about your tornado safety area for your home. Let's go back over those just very quickly. If you're just joining us, you want to move to the lowest level and to an interior room without windows. If you're in a mobile home and this is on top of you, you do not have the luxury of trying to get out and get out of the way. And so you'll want to get into the very middle part of your home, an interior room, a bathroom without windows, a closet, or a bathroom. If you have a basement, that's the best place to get. Get into that basement right now. Cover your head and your neck to protect yourself from falling debris. Wait for the all clear. Now we've switched back to our camera at our Albany facility there on Slappy. And it's lightened up some. The darkness has lightened up some.
Pay attention to those winds coming into the storm like this. So if there's going to be something, it's going to be over here. So that's in southern Lee County with that northern storm. Where this is not the Baker County storm. This is the storm that is over northern Daugherty County moving into Lee County. If there's going to be something, it's going to be right here. So pay attention right here. Again, not to alarm nobody, but let's see what happens here with this particular storm as it's coming into frame. So if I see a tornado with this, we will pass that along. But right now, let's see what we're looking at. And yeah, that right there is something going on right there. It's just if you're looking, this right here is the Liberty Expressway.
Right.
And as you're looking up into Lee County, there is something going on right here.
On 19.
On Highway 19 right now. And let's see what happens as this continues to march to the north and east. I hope to goodness that's not a tornado. Okay, we got a tornado warning now for Daugherty, Lee, Turner, and Worth counties at 3 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Albany, moving east at 35.
Matthew, can you not see that forming there?
Absolutely, Rick. That's nasty. That right there could be a precursor to a tornado. Folks in Daugherty County need to get in their tornado safe spot right now. Don't wait. It's moving into southern Lee County and eventually into northern Turner County as well. That right there is a wall cloud. That's a wall cloud right there, folks. Do you see it on the rain? It's not a tornado, but it's a wall cloud, and it's getting very close right now. So, yes, tornado warning for
Lee
Albany.
County, Turner County.
Yes.
Give me those counties. Lee, Turner, Worth, Daugherty.
Yes, that is northern
right.
Daugherty County, southeastern Lee County, and also moving to the north and east right now.
Lee, Turner, and Worth, and Daugherty. Lee, Turner, Worth, and Daugherty counties. You need to begin to get into your tornado safety area, and you need to do that now. Can we look? Well, I would say let's look at the radar, but we need to watch this for a little while, because as you look right to the very left, right under the CBS 44 Weather Authority sign, look down and you can see how this is beginning to take shape. Now, not a tornado, but Matthew, you say this is a wall cloud?
Yes, it's a developing wall cloud. Could be the precursor to a tornado because you see the lowering right there, and the cell is really intensifying over southern Lee County right now.
It's amazing how quickly, stay in the frame if you will, because it's amazing how quickly all that condition changed. It lightened up for a moment, and then all of this took shape just within a couple of minutes.
Right now. So, yeah, you see that rotation there over southern Lee County. That is moving to the southeast of Leesburg right now, and we're about to get out of frame with that one as it moves east.
We got plenty of room for that thing to move across, but it will eventually. But now Lee County, Turner County, Worth County, Daugherty County, you are currently right now under a tornado warning. There you see it on our radar and our Barron system. That is currently a tornado warning right now.
Our BTI is a 4.8, near a 5, and so there's about a 50-50 chance that this will touch down. But you see the shear about 92 miles per hour, and now it's in Lee County, moving to the northeast towards Cheehaw Park, and then towards the north, towards toward the Doles community and Warwick. Any of those areas need to take cover now.
And so as you look at timing, you see Stocks, you see Cheehaw, Oakfield, right there on 300, Davis Mill, and Doles. There are your timings. This is when you're going to be under the gun. It is about 3 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock right now, but this is moving so quickly, and the conditions are changing so quickly that you have very little time to prepare. If we could bring up that radar again, let's look at those arrival timings.
That's moving out of our frame, but it's moving fast, Rick. So that's
right.
telling me That's telling me it's moving out of our frame, so that's telling me that this could touch down at any time.
All right, so just be very cautious at Stocks, Cheehaw, Oakfield, Davis Mill, Doles, Warwick. You need to be preparing right now. As we look at Cuffytown, of course, Davis Mill, Acorn Pond, you are not out of the way. Araby, Sibley, Dakota, those areas, definitely, you've got a little time on that, but as Matthew says, it is moving at a pretty good clip and a high rate of speed. So we are continuing to watch this.
There's your rotation.
A tornado warning, sir.
There's your rotation.
All right, rotation is just below Stocks.
Northeast of Albany, southeastern corner of Lee County. And it will be heading towards Highway 300 momentarily, and that will be putting it across the Flint River as well, moving into Worth County and eventually into Turner County too. So please be aware of that. And we just got a new tornado warning for that southern storm, and it too has an impressive signature, and there is a confirmed tornado with that. A tornado-producing storm was located near Newton, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Confirmed tornado here, moving towards the Putney area, Baconton. We haven't called you out yet, but here you are. If you are in the Baconton community, northern Mitchell County, northeastern Baker County, northern Mitchell County, and southern Dougherty County, this is where this is the same cell, Rick, that produced that tornado over Early County, and it is continuing to march toward the east-northeast right now. I want to see what the estimated time is for this.
Red Store Crossroads, DeWitt, Riverbend, Hollands Folly, Loretta Heights, in that area, Rolling Acres, Airport Subdivision, Pecan City. You need to be prepared. Now, the trajectory here is more between Riverbend and DeWitt, but definitely a dangerous situation here as well. And this particular tornado warning expires at 3:45, but actually what you have a tornado warning in Dougherty County right now. You have a tornado warning in Lee, Worth, Dougherty, and also Turner counties. So be weather aware and be prepared right now. As we look at this particular situation down at Red Store Crossroad, moving between Riverbend and DeWitt.
Yes, you can see on the radar, I panned out a minute so you can see the two rotations. And the two rotations are near Red Store Crossroads in Baker County, that's about to cross the Flint River into Mitchell County, and to southern Dougherty County. Northeastern Dougherty County, and southeastern Lee County, moving into northern Worth County towards the Doles community, and south of Warwick right here along Highway 300. That's where a rotation is there. Not confirmed here, but I did see a lowering on our camera as this moved through northwest Albany just moments ago. And now this particular cell is continuing to march to the east. This is the storm that produced the tornado in Early County, and now it's moving towards the east, south of Albany, moving towards the Putney area and Baconton, Radium Springs. If you live down near Radium Springs, get in your tornado safe spot as well. The airport's down here, so if we're going to see a strong wind gust, you might see the change in those winds. I pointed out earlier the winds are out of the southeast. Then they may change back to the northwest after this possible tornado passes by to the south. But there are the two signatures right now that you should see on the radar, and they are continuing to move off toward the east. This tornado warning goes for northern Worth County, northwestern Turner County, southwest and northeastern Lee County. If it holds on its trajectory, heads up, Crisp County, heads up. This could be moving in that direction. That would be towards Araby, probably within the hour. But then this one here is going to be moving more south of Albany, and it will be moving more towards Sylvester, possibly within the hour as well at this time. But yes, very serious situation at this point in time. And looking at some video here, this just sent in to me by a reporter, Mary Alex Anders, and she says, "I'm not a weather person, but the clouds are very low looking towards downtown." And she is right. there is some rotation with these storms as they are marching through the Good Life City right now. But I think Albany, the downtown area proper, that cell is now east of you, the rotation part of it, and now the one to the south should stay to the south, but it may impact Putney, it may impact Radium Springs, and it also may impact Baconton, Georgia, north of northern Mitchell County.
And so it is a very dangerous situation as we take a look now at velocity and the situation with three different areas of tornado activity, or at least tornado warnings, as we look at the radar right now. Now, as we look up toward Cordele, now you mentioned Cordele. As these storms continue to march to the north and the east, definitely our area where our studio is located is definitely not out of the woods. In fact, we talk about the tornado warning, which is in effect right now for Worth County, for Turner County, for Lee County, and for Dougherty County. But these things are moving rather rapidly, Matthew.
Absolutely. They are moving pretty rapidly to the north and east, and that is what we are looking at right now. And what may be happening is that rain-cool boundary we talked about this morning moving to the south. It may be trying to lift back to the north as a warm front. So if we're seeing that, that may be the indication that we could see some significant severe weather yet to come as we head into the overnight hours. So we're not done yet. But these are the main two main action right now. This one here did produce a tornado. It's had a history of producing a tornado over in Early County, somewhere east of Blakely, near Elmendale. I think there was a report of a possible tornado near Elmendale, WMA, but the tornado that touched down in Early County was over eastern Early County, and the National Weather Service said that the radar indicated that the debris was lifted up at 10,000 feet off the ground, and our exclusive radar here was indicating that the debris was about 13 feet up, or 13 miles, 12 to 13 miles up into the cloud. And so it was a very impressive tornado, possibly an EF1, maybe an EF2, or stronger. That's what we were expecting today as of this morning. And now we're beginning to see more of this activity. Let's give you some areas that are all clear. Albany, I'm not going to give you the all clear yet. You need to pay attention to this storm to the south. But if you live to the west of Albany, over towards Dawson, Morgan, and Leary, you can give you the all clear for now. Once again, we are expecting more rounds of storms moving into the southwest Georgia area later on, but we will continue to look at this as we move forward in time. The latest is the tornado up here. Possible tornado is not confirmed, but a radar indicated possible rotation, possible tornado near Turner City, or 10 miles northeast of Albany, moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. So that's going to take it towards the Doles community. It's going to take it towards Warwick, and also up here north of Ashburn, possibly north of Inahaw, up here towards Araby. So heads up, Araby, you're not in a tornado warning yet, but that cell is making a beeline for you. I do think the worst of it will stay south of our studios here in Cordele, but you can see that that cell is marching to the north and east, but this cell to the south is really nasty. And look at the hail core on that. You see that black showing up embedded within that purple? That could be 2-inch or larger size hail there in Dougherty County as that cell marches towards Highway 19, towards Putney and Baconton right now. Radium Springs as well needs to take cover.
Now, we had the cooler weather earlier, Matthew, as we talked a few minutes ago, with the rain, and the temperatures dropped down to about 67, 68 degrees. Now, as these storms continue to move to the north and east, will that have any effect on them, or are they too strong at this particular point?
I think they will hold their intensity for a while, and these may be helping the severe weather situation because they are lifted to the north.
But now, with all these storms that you're seeing, when we talk about the one that we started with down in Early County with the tornado on the ground and how it its energy was all its own, that there was nothing else around it that was feeding off of that. But when you look as these storms begin to get up into this cluster that is coming across from the east, across Eufaula, into Americas and Plains and in that area, are these storms that are coming in now beginning to feed off these larger, or the larger feeding off the smaller? How is that working?
Well, we talked about the boundary being about right here, but now I feel that boundary is lifting back to the north and east. And so as that happens, that's going to prime the atmosphere for the activity that we can expect as we move into this evening and into the overnight hours as well. We talked about, we have just had numerous storm disturbances on steroids, these storms coming through like on trains on a train track, and that is what we have seen for quite some time with these storms as they continue to move through the area. So, yeah, we're looking at that moving through the area at this point in time. Getting some new information here. Let's go down to Valdosta. I mentioned Valdosta. You were under the gun with some weather earlier, or you were in the clear earlier, but now you're dealing with a storm, and it's about to go supercellular. It's got that hook to it. That does not mean it's going to produce a tornado, but this area here is very, very warm. Temperature of 88 degrees down at last check. And there could be some very bad weather down here. I've got a camera in Valdosta. I'll call that up for you. There's the wake of the weather in Albany. And let's call up the Valdosta camera real quick. And we'll be able to see what's going on down there. This is a weather stem camera that is provided by the Lowndes County EMA, and we will be able to see anything that's going on in Valdosta, Lowndes County, at this particular moment in time. And so Lowndes County, okay, interesting. We've got a lowering here. The winds are really whipping it there in Lowndes County. Let's keep it on this frame for just a moment here. You can see that there's some low clouds there, and the radar is showing a little bit of rotation, but it's not very strong there over northeastern Valdosta. But you can see some very impressive weather there moving through. But once again, let's go back to the radar, and some very large hail may be coming through Lowndes County. So you are under severe thunderstorm warning down there until 3:45. Now, let's go back to our storm in southern Daugherty County, northern Mitchell County, right on the Daugherty-Baker County line. And the rotation is right there to the north of Red Store Crossroads. You see it right there on the radar, right there. And it's moving to the east-northeast. And so we're talking about areas north of Baconton, near Riverbend, DeWitt, Hollands Folly, Loretta Heights. If you know anybody in the Loretta Heights community, you need to tell them to get in their tornado safe spot. And also anyone in the Radium Springs community. That is an area that needs to be in their tornado safe spot as this particular storm continues to march off toward the east. You can see the storm really hooking there. It is kind of, I think it has kind of choked itself off because you see the rain rotating around. And so if that happens, the storm may be beginning to weaken. The downdraft portion of the storm, that's that rain-cooled air coming around this particular cell, may be choking off the inflow into this storm. And so what that means is that it may be on a weakening trend around the area. But we'll come up here to this one in northern Worth County. This is coming across Doles right now, south of Oakfield, and we'll be moving towards west of Ashburn very soon. And there are some cities there for you as well. Possible tornado heading towards Doles community, shear of about 70 miles per hour. So if you're not seeing a tornado, you may be seeing some straight line wind and also some downed trees and power lines possibly with this sail. Moving through the area.
So if you live in the community, if you would zoom back down just to get a little bit more there, Matthew, if you're looking at Doles, looking at Cuffytown, 5 Points, Hobby, and Coverdale down in Turner County, right there at the Turner and Worth line, you need to be aware of the impending weather threat that is on you. Can those timings come back up again?
I'm going to adjust it real quick because the tornadic portion of the storm may be heading in that general direction. Let me clear all these off for you real quick. Now, I will redraw it for you. Let's see. That is a storm estimate, but if I draw it to actually the way it's moving to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. And so there is a better idea of of timings right there, Rick. There you go.
All right, so when we look at these particular timings, Doles at 3:32, Cuffytown 3:42. I won't read them all off, but there you can see Acorn Pond, Pateville community at about 10 minutes in front of 4 o'clock. The Hardin community, Sibley, Araby, Dakota, Bedgood, and Winona. These are the areas that are in the direct
You need to take cover if you are in Doles. Possible tornado located there, but that will be moving toward Cuffytown, Dakota, Worth, Sibley, possibly towards Araby and Acorn Pond, probably within the next 10 to 15 minutes. As well, I want to let everyone know there is no confirmed tornado with this, but it could produce one at any time. And just heads up in Crisp County, you do need to be aware of what's going on in Crisp County as well. What I'm going to do is put the radar into motion here, and you can see what's happened over the past hour. And there are more storms coming from the west, moving towards the east. And what I'm afraid of is happening is that this particular front that we've been talking about is lifting to the north and east. And so that's priming the atmosphere, unfortunately, for some of these areas back to the south and west for more severe weather as we make our way forward later on this Wednesday afternoon and evening. And so you do want to pay attention to that as they move through. We're going to check on Alabama real quick. We may get a lull in the activity here, but it's unclear as to what type of situation we'll be dealing with later tonight. Maybe these storms will cluster together, and we may be dealing with a straight line wind event versus a tornado threat, but that may be what is the case as we move forward in time. Nickel-size hail reported right now on the intersection of Highway 300 and Highway 32 in Worth County at this point in time. Reports of nickel-size hail. So the hail may not be as strong or as big as we're thinking, maybe not, but I do know it looked like we had some very large hail somewhere over southern Dougherty County, according to our radar. That black was showing up, but embedded within that purple. But we are looking at the severe weather moving closer to I-75 right now. So please seek shelter in those areas. I'm going to go to a different radar view. We're getting closer now to Robbins Air Force Base radar, and we will be able to see what's going on here. If it's picking up the rotation, and it most certainly is. It actually has the best view of it right now. Notice, too, I want to point out something to you. There is rotation with this. I'm actually going to turn the tornado watch off. The tornado watch goes until 7 p.m. tonight. But what I want to point out to you is that the rotation is right there west of Doles, but the colors are not as potent as that storm we had earlier this afternoon in Early County. So what that's telling me is there may be rotation with this, but I don't foresee the possibility of a intense tornado. Maybe it's a weak tornado, but hey, a tornado is a tornado, so you definitely want to treat it seriously. You want to be in your most interior portion of your home, your dwelling, and that is a look at the rotation. So, again, I've took off the tornado watch. That watch includes all of South Georgia until 7 p.m., but the warning is for Turner and Worth counties at this time.
As a Turner County, you need to be aware that you are under tornado warning until at least 3:45. Worth County is also under this same warning, Matthew, I believe is correct. Is Doherty still in, or is that one in Doherty? What are we looking at there?
Okay, the National Weather Service continues the tornado warning for southern Doherty County. That is going to be looking like it's going to the south of Albany, and it will be moving towards possibly the Putney area. So Putney is probably looking at some hail in your area at this time in Putney, and we do need to be paying attention to what's going on there in Putney. But maybe that cell over northern Worth County is actually the worst right now because it has been in an area that has not had a lot of activity, and also it's near that boundary intersection. The BTI is now up to a 5, and if you are in the path of this storm near Cuffytown, Sibley, as well as the Araby area, we will be watching this very closely as it's marching to your direction. Again, possible tornado near Doles.
Take a look at the cone.
Yes.
Doles, Cuffytown, Araby, Sibley, Dakota, Worth, Ashburn, Sycamore, Ashburn proper, and Sycamore. Within that cone, that is, those are the communities that really need to be watching right now your weather conditions. Here at our studio in Court Hill, it is beginning to thunder, and that thunder is pretty well pronounced, so we are under a thunderstorm at this particular point. Now, this is a tornado warning. Now, no confirmed tornadoes at this particular time in this particular cone that we are looking at and the timings that we are looking at, but that does not mean that one could not form. So think about your tornado safety areas for your home one more time. This could be life-changing, life-saving for you. Move to the lowest level into an interior room without windows, like a closet or a bathroom. You want to keep in mind if you're in a mobile home and you're in the path of this storm, you still have a little bit of an opportunity to get to a safer place. But the longer you wait, that time begins to dissipate. And so you need to do the next best thing, and that is in a mobile home, get to the interior part, closet, bathroom, place without windows. If you have a basement, then you need to be in the basement and start to think about going there even right now. It's your best option. Cover your head and your neck to protect yourself from falling debris. That's 3 just very quick, but things that you need to think about as we continue to go through this weather situation. And as Matthew has been saying throughout the afternoon, this is only round 1 today, I believe. We have another round that is coming, and then another round that is right behind that. And so to that end, Matthew, we talked about the possibility of this first round of storms maybe stabilizing the air at some point, or stabilizing the situation at some point, so that what's coming behind it would not be that great in intensity. Are you seeing that or no?
Let's check the temperatures once again, and I'm going to show you some cool video here in a moment. Maybe I shouldn't. I'll just won't. But anyway,
I want to see cool video.
Okay, 91 down in Bainbridge. That's oppressive. Bainbridge, you're kind of been in the clear today, but don't write off the storms yet. You are most likely going to get some storms later on this evening. Let's take a look at the current winds. You can see where the winds are indicating some rotation. Look at that wind speed in Bainbridge at 21. We should have checked these winds earlier when the storms were rolling through. But let's give you a quick overview of what's going to happen as we move forward in time. And you will see that this is a new model So this is good. Looks like, you see the lightning there is not as ferocious around midnight. That does not mean we won't have severe storms at midnight. It just means that the intensity may be a little bit lower than what we initially thought. And the model may be picking up on the activity that's occurring now, helping to cool that air off. But as long as that boundary is that thermal gradient is straight out across our area, we need to be on our toes about this severe weather threat. Here comes the next round as we make our way into our Thursday, and I'm really concerned about tomorrow. I think they're underestimating tomorrow as well, because we're getting indications that the first half of the day is going to be sunny. We're going to see the temperatures warm up, and then we might see the next round come in tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now, maybe that round will come on through and kind of exit, and we won't see any more severe weather. But the model has also been insistent that possibly the last in the series of the storms systems will be coming through as we make our way into early Friday. Hopefully that is what happens. But why are we seeing all of this? That is why. That is exactly what we are looking at. We've got round after round of disturbances. This upper low in the northeast has been taking the smoke that you've been hearing about across the northeast out to sea. So that's good that the air quality up there is improving, but what that's not good is that's churning up the atmosphere, and we're getting round after round of storms at the base, what we call the base of this U-shaped trough. This is a jet stream. In the summertime, we're usually dealing with a high pressure on top of us, and we can't even buy a drop of rain. But that's not what's happening today. We are under the gamut for severe storms and a springtime setup versus a June setup. So that's what we're dealing with. We are dealing with the June humidity, but we're dealing with a wintertime or late spring jet stream. And all that combined is resulting in tornadic activity across the area. All right, we will go back to our radar in just a moment. I'll just go ahead and show it to you. We had, I don't know if anybody knows him. I think most people know him, but I'm not sure where this is. But Reed Timmer caught this video earlier. Now, I don't know where this was. This was in an open field. My guess is this was in Early County. But once again, not confirming anything. I'm just showing you the video that was provided by Reed Timmer. He is an infamous storm chaser, and that most likely was the tornado as it was moving through Early County. Picking up, it was in an open field. Looks like it was picking up debris, and pretty impressive there. So you may get some tree damage there, but maybe no structures were harmed in that video. But you can see it there, and that was what we saw. Again, I'm not 100% sure where that was, but that was Reed Timmer in South Georgia today, an infamous storm chaser, and anytime that happens, then that is not good. But again, I can't say that for certain that was in Early County. But it came down on the National Weather Service chat that that's where he was, and so that could be where it was. But anyway, let's get back to what's happening now, and let's go to the traditional view of the radar coming out of Robins Air Force Base. And we got the 2 tornado warning cells continuing. We got Turner County, we got Worth County, and we've got Dougherty County and northeastern Mitchell. Albany, you're in the clear right now as far as tornado. Incredible looking shelf clouds showing up from a chief engineer. I don't know if he's gone out the door to storm chase or not, but he is sending me some pictures here, and it looks like he's got an incredible, I don't know, that's not a shelf cloud, that's actually a roll cloud. The storm is coming through. The rotation has kind of been halted in terms of a vertical development. The rotation is more of a horizontal motion. And so without that, the chances of getting a tornado is much lower if you see that. And I'm going to get on camera to kind of explain that a little bit more. I can't show you that picture because it was on text. But anyway, what he was showing me was a cloud that went kind of like across your screen like this in a horizontal motion. And yes, there's probably rotation with that, but it was not tilted in the vertical. So that meant that it was not a funnel, it was not a wall cloud, but it was a roll cloud horizontally as it appeared. But there's a live look at the radar. Once again, this is coming from Robbins Air Force Base. We've got a severe storm to the south of Cordele, another heavy storm moving towards Lake Blackshear. If you are on that Lake Blackshear resort right now, time to get off that sucker now and get into a safe place, because there's dangerous lightning and most likely hail going on. And there is some hail possibly northwest of Ashburn. That's actually heading towards south of Araby, towards Amboy, and those communities right there, northern Turner County. There is a tornado warning here. We're going to be waiting here momentarily to see if they extend these warnings. But right now, the other warning to the south is the one that I showed you, the possible tornado video. Again, I'm going to say that, but it was possibly a tornado there, somewhere over there where it did produce one in Early County. We know without a shadow of a doubt we had a tornado in Early County because we had debris lofted up into the atmosphere at about 12 miles and somewhere east of Blakely, and that was well over an hour ago. But we are continuing to watch these storms as they march to the east. This is the main activity, or the main action in town right now. There is a storm down in Valdosta, though, that we are watching.
Can we come closer now to the storms? And we're watching basically two at this particular point. But now, as we come down on this one, let's look at the storm itself. Let's look at how intense it is, because it's been some time since we've had the opportunity to talk about it. Now, you are showing here 85 mile per hour winds. Now, is that the wind speed at this point as this thing continues to move in Araby, Sibley, Dakota, Worth, Ashburn, Sycamore, Inahaw, Coverdale, there in Turner County, Hobby Community, 5 points? Who is experiencing this 85 mile per hour wind event right now?
It's just to the west of the interstate, just to the west of Highway 41. What I want you to know is this is velocity. This is the way the radar looks at the winds. And do know the estimated winds are lower than that. You getting a warning? What's it saying?
Tornado, National Weather Service tornado warning in this area until 4:15. It does not give me an area. Okay. Yeah, it was just extended. All right. So, yeah, northern Turner County. All right, East Crisp.
Yep, heading, well, it does not include Crisp County yet. This should stay south of Crisp County. I think it's going to stay south of Araby. But it does look like if anyone lives between Araby and Ashburn, you need to be in your tornado safe spot right now. That's it right there, and it's making a beeline toward the interstate. If you're on that interstate right now, I said a while ago on Lake Blackshear to get off of it. If you're on the interstate right now, get off of it right now and get off the exit. Find a substantial shelter, because this storm could be tightening up as in making our way from Sycamore up towards Araby, and it's moving towards the east. National Weather Service has this warning until 4:15. That's for Ben Hill, Irwin, Turner, and Worth counties, and that is moving east at 40 miles per hour. So I do have some loyal viewers in this area. Please seek shelter right now. You are in a tornado warning right now in Turner County. Take cover immediately. Move into the most interior portion of your home. Put some blankets or pillows to cover your head. And take cover now as this storm continues to move to the east. Not seeing any evidence of a confirmed tornado right now, but we could be looking at that momentarily. Okay, a new tornado warning. This is coming in for Doherty and Worth counties. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Putney, and it's moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. So I'll go off camera and I will show you where that particular warning is coming out. And we're going to be here a little bit longer. This is actually peak heating of the day, and anytime you have storms in the peak heating of the day, you can get very bad conditions.
Well, this is exactly what we expected. That's what everybody had been saying was going to happen. Now take a look at the activity on the radar now at this point as everything has begun to ramp up again.
Right.
Tornado warning for Worth County now until 4:15.
This includes Sylvester. If you are in Sylvester, time to get in your tornado safe spot. Possible tornado on the east side of Albany, and it is heading in a direction towards Sylvester. Now let's get a little bit closer in on these communities. Gordy, Alfords, Isabella, Akery, Deerfield Farm Estates, Sumner, Tempe. This should stay north of Scooterville, but it's heading towards Sylvester. So anyone in Sylvester needs to be in their tornado safe spot right now. There is a possible tornado developing located near Putney, actually right here, and it will be moving east at 35 miles per hour. Possible tornado there on the east side of Dougherty County moving into Worth County very soon. Looking at possibly a roll cloud on the leading edge of this, and then on the backside you may begin to see some rotation increase again, and with both of these cells. Now, my friends and neighbors in Tifton, this may go on the north side of Tifton. We'll need to watch it, keep an eye on this as we make our way into the next hour or so. But there we go. The two tornado warnings right now are in effect. You can see them on your screen. This is for Turner as well as Ben Hill and northwestern Irwin County until 4:15 p.m. Also for Worth County until 4:15 p.m. Possible tornadoes located one west of Highway 41 and 75 heading towards Dakota, south of Araby, northwest of Ashburn, moving towards Amboy and Rebecca, and then the next one in the pipeline down west of Sylvester, moving along Highway 82 or just south of Highway 82, moving towards Gordy and the Akery community right there on the Dougherty-Worth County line. Right now, it's a very serious situation unfolding across the area. These supercells just continue to storm through the area. At this time, Ricky, do you want to go over some safety tips? You have a question?
We can talk about the safety tips. Can we come down a little closer on this one that we are watching in Turner County? Just
Yes.
very quickly.
I will actually look at the radar that's closest. That is the Robbins Air Force Base radar. You see some of the communities in the path of this. South of Araby, I always say that if there's going to be a tornado with this, you're going to see the hail come ahead of the main action. And so here comes the hail, that roll cloud I talked about, and then that could be where the possible tornado is right there, now crossed out of Worth County into northwestern Turner County. But there's Ashburn, there is Sycamore, and down the way somewhere in here is Idaho, but also Worth and Dakota, heading up towards Amboy. That is the communities that will be impacted, including Rebecca as well.
Well, Idaho is going to be just below Sycamore. But this is a line that begins basically there on 41, comes down through Sibley, Dakota, Worth, down into Ashburn and Sycamore. For everyone who may be watching us and in that particular area, it is now time to get in your tornado safety area.
Crisp and Wilcox, Araby, Hatley, Double Run, opening up towards Rochelle. You are in the path of a potential tornado too. This is the same cell, but they have issued a tornado warning. What's going on here is that you've got two different National Weather Service offices. These counties here are covered by Tallahassee. These are covered by Atlanta, the Peachtree City National Weather Service office. And so they are expecting this tornadic portion of the storm to kind of clip southeastern Crisp County, heading up into Wilcox County. So Rochelle, Kramer, Owensboro, anybody in these areas, we are looking at that as well. Also, I want to mention real quickly, I don't know if we are, because when we started this coverage, we were only on CBS, but I want to make sure that we're on SST as well, if the control room can hear me. Just make sure that we're on SST as well. But you see, this is coming up, heading into southeastern Crisp County, also into southern Wilcox County. So there is possible rotation right there, and it will be moving to the north and east. I got some information that somebody said that that the retimmer, the infamous storm chaser, he's making his way down towards Sylvester to intercept that cell down to the south. So we will move down there too and take a look at that cell. And I've got some drone footage we're going to try to call up too in just a moment.
And so it is a very dangerous situation that we are watching in several areas in our viewing area currently now in Crisp and Turner and Worth counties, moving possibly into Wilcox County and also down into Dougherty County. Matthew, very quickly, tornado safety for your home. If you are looking for a place to get, you need to get there. You need to get to an interior room, the lowest level of your home, into an interior room without windows. You'll want to find a room like a closet or a bathroom that has no windows whatsoever. You want to get into a basement. If you have a basement, get there. Cover your head and neck to protect yourself from falling debris. This is some drone footage that we had the opportunity to take, I think, just a little while ago. And this particular system now, Matthew, can you identify, is it possible to even identify what system this is that we may be looking at?
Yes, this was shot by one of our engineers here, and this is kind of a elongated rotation. This is why I'm pointing out when I talk about the rotation here. There is rotation with this storm, but notice that the rotation is in a horizontal motion, okay? The updraft is not yet strong enough to tilt that rotation down into the vertical. That's why you don't see a lowering in one spot. There's the inflow jet right there. That's the inflow coming into the storm. But again, that is rotation in a horizontal motion. We call this a roll cloud. Now, if you begin to see a lowering in one particular area, that's going to be where the rotation tries to drop down as a funnel and then eventually a tornado. But that's what we're looking at. I think we're looking south, maybe. And that's what we're looking at as this comes into view. You can see our tower right here. This is just from our studios here in Cordele. He's looking in that direction, and he's looking for anything that could be a sign of a possible tornado. If there's going to be one, it's going to be in this particular area right here. It's starting to rain. Said he couldn't fly his drone in the rain, so again, not faulting him for that, but this is a great view here. Thank you so much. He can hear me in there for sending this in. But this is a roll cloud, not a precursor to a tornado, but there is rotation with this because we see the striations in the horizontal, but not in the vertical.
And if that vertical were to start, you can step back in there if you want to. If that vertical were to start and if that funnel were to begin to drop down,
right
and then that roll cloud would then begin to tighten up, correct?
Right. The rotation on radar would increase, and we would see a tilting going on in a particular area with this particular cloud as it moves through. But again, you can be trained to identify cloud types by the National Weather Service. Become a trained weather spotter, and this is why we do. But you can see that right there as well at this particular time.
All right. If we can, let's go back over to the radar at this point, and let's see what we are looking at, what we're dealing with. We are talking about some severe weather that is moving through Crisp and also Turner and Worth counties right now. And as we begin to look at the speed of the storms and the direction of the storms, these are moving to the north and east and looking and bearing down, or will be bearing down at some point on Wilcox County. So we want to be mindful of that. But right now, what you're seeing is a line that is coming through Worth County. That tornado warning is still in effect until 4:15. And the communities down 41 or down Interstate 75 of Sibley, Dakota, Worth on down into Ashburn and Sycamore. These are the areas that are experiencing the weather, plus that system that we are seeing, the storm that we're still seeing down in Dougherty County. Matthew?
All right, folks, I need to pass along the information. Spotters reporting a tornado on the ground west of Highway 41 and north of Ashburn. There it is, right there, just north of Ashburn on Highway 41 and now crossing Interstate 75. A tornado is on the ground right now. Let me step off camera. That is a confirmed spotter. He is observing a tornado right now, and it is coming through Turner County. This has just come down the pipe from the National Weather Service, and we are confirming that a tornado is now on the ground in Turner County. Let's see what we can see with this, but 74-mile-per-hour winds north of Ashburn, and let me give you a timing of when you can expect this in your area. And again, going to stay south of Araby, going to stay south of Cordele, but there's the tornado, and let's move it to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. And there's your path of the storm right now.
The cone is pretty wide when you look at the path of the storm. Let's look at our timings and look at the clock. It's about 10 minutes in front of the hour of 4 o'clock. And so as we watch this storm come across, Rebecca, 412, that's when you're under the gun. Owensboro, Sibby, Queensland, Browning, Forest Glen, Bowens Mills, Statham Shoals, and Abbeville within the hour. So you want to be aware, if this thing holds together, and the intensity holds together, you will be under the gun as you watch our weather coverage this afternoon. But as you take a look, point it out again now, Matthew, where the tornado is just coming across I-75. Can you tell, and it's just, looks like that is just north of Ashburn?
Yes.
So probably in the area, if I had to equate that to Highway 41, Dakota community maybe?
Yes, it's just to the south of Dakota now, and it just crossed Highway 41. National Weather Service says that a spotter reported a tornado north of Ashburn and west of Highway 41 moving east at 40 miles per hour. There it is, moving towards Rebecca right now.
All right, moving into it will be moving into Rebecca very soon. So Rebecca, at 3:51 in the afternoon, you have about 15 minutes to prepare. Get to your tornado safety area. If you are in the area of where this particular tornado is currently confirmed on the ground by a spotter, just west of, what did you say, west of 41?
It's probably east of 41 now, heading towards Amboy.
East of 41, all right. Amboy community, be prepared. There is a tornado that is on the ground right now. Amboy community, if you happen to be watching, move to the lowest level and to your interior room that has no windows, closet or bathroom. Get to your safety spot right now. Basement, you have that. Get into your basement. That's your best option. Be sure to cover your head and your neck. Protect yourself from falling debris, and be prepared. This is another serious situation, just as serious as the one we had about an hour and a half ago when we began our coverage down in Early County now, Turner County, and those areas just beyond in Amboy, Rebecca, Owensboro. Double Run, you're not out of the woods. Double Run, you may be in this as well. ARP, ABBA, Lands Crossing. You need to be prepared as of right now. Look at your timings. Worth County, right now. Amboy, 4:02. Rebecca, 4:12. ARP, 4:18. Lands Crossing and Owensboro, they're right there together. 4:20. And ABBA at 4:21. Be cautious and be aware right now. This is a dangerous situation. Matthew?
Yes, I'm going to call up our Cordele camera. My understanding is it's back up and operational, and we will have a good view of this because it's pointing in that direction, I believe. Let's check it out here. Let's go to my other source here. Bear with me for just a second.
Take your time.
We've got a tornado on the ground in Turner County, and you
Right.
need to seek shelter right now.
Tornado
That's a
on the
live look
ground.
at Valdosta. And we will check out Cordele. Let me check it, see if it is up. Okay, I've got to do a real quick adjustment here. We'll go back to the radar and let you talk
All
a
right,
minute,
let's go
Rick.
back to the radar. Let
And
me
I
know
will-
when you're ready with
Okay.
that Pateville camera. But as we have been talking in Worth community. Now, Matthew, just very quickly, we're talking about Worth community here, correct?
Yes, the Worth community.
The
It's
Worth
probably
community,
past that now.
not necessarily Worth County proper, but Worth community. Now you're under the gun of this tornado that has been sighted on the ground by a spotter. Amboy, Rebecca, Art, Lands Crossing, Owensboro, and Abba community. There you see your timings. And the intensity of this, as far as we know at this particular point, it is not letting up. And so we are warning people. This is a tornado warning. It is in effect until 4:15 for about the next 20 minutes. We are continuing to watch this. And so a spotter just a few minutes ago spotted this particular tornado on the ground. It was west of Highway 41 at that time. Matthew, did we know how rapidly it was moving? Did we ever talk about that?
It's moving to the northeast, east-northeast at 40 miles per hour. So that will put it in Rebecca very, very soon.
It's going to put it in Rebecca probably at about 10 after 4. And so, Rebecca, if you're watching us, you have the opportunity right now, but you need to get into your safety area. It is coming up on about 5 minutes in front of 4 o'clock, so you have a little bit of time. But if you are now to the east of Highway 41, and I'm guessing now, Matthew, this thing is still on the ground. Is that still confirmed?
Nothing new coming down from the Weather Service on that. We do need to track down towards Sylvester. Sylvester, what the southern cell is coming into Sylvester now. No confirmed tornado with this, but there is a tornado warning in effect. And so do need to take cover there in Sylvester as this one's coming into the city right now. I am indicating some strong winds coming into Sylvester. I'm not going to show that because that's not accurate. But again, that is some rotation coming into Sylvester. Maybe that won't tighten up. But if that happens, what's going to happen is that's actually going to go to Inahaw. I talked about Inahaw earlier, and it looks like the worst part of it is coming to the north and east towards Shingler. It's going to be just to the north of Poland, and then towards Coverdale, and then Sycamore, and Bethel, and Inahaw, maybe even north of Chula as well in Tift County. But down there's Tai in the clear from this particular cell, but that is some rotation right over Sylvester. Worth County is pretty good in terms of sending in reports. So if we get any reports, they will be coming in soon from Worth County if something goes on in that vicinity. But we will continue to watch this. This particular rotation is not as strong as the one to the north that once again a trained weather spotter reported a tornado that did cross Highway 41 or Interstate 75 for all practical purposes, and it moved towards the east. It was just to the north of Ashburn and west of Highway 41. So that one's headed into Ben Hill and Irwin counties as well, north of Ocilla, but it may impact Fitzgerald. It may.
And so watching this in Worth County right now for people in Coverdale, people in Inahaw, Chula, you are going to be affected by this in the next few minutes. No confirmed tornado in this, but there are some, most likely some high winds and what we will call a severe thunderstorm at this particular point. But it is going to be moving into Coverdale, Inahaw, Chula. It's going to hit Hobby and then probably move into Sycamore. Ashburn going to get a double dose today, it looks like. If this continues to go the way it's going, it's possible that Ashburn could be getting some more in the very near future from that second cell that we are watching. Now, for the tornado itself that we're talking about, that we've been talking about, Matthew, that crossed 41, crossed I-75. Can we locate that right now and see what people are dealing with as we take a look at the radar?
Okay, this is near Amboy now, and it will be making a beeline towards Rebecca. So anyone in those areas needs to be in their tornado safe spot. And I'm going to go ahead, I'll put those timings back on. You can see the rotation. I doubt very seriously that there's still a tornado with this, but there could be one. Our BTI is near a 6 right now, and we just got in the new information. So yes, it's right over Amboy right now.
And
if there is a tornado,
it doesn't mean that another tornado cannot form.
That's right. One could touch down again at any moment in time. And it's moving to the north and east towards Rebecca, also towards Owensboro, and to the southwest of Abbeville. But you're going to see some hail out ahead of this, probably in Double Run, also in Rebecca, getting possibly an 1.5 inch size hail. That's a quarter size up to or larger, moving through this particular area over northeastern Turner County, moving into Wilcox County.
So Amboy, you're under the gun right now. Rebecca, you have about 8 minutes, maybe 8 to 9 minutes before you are going to be under the gun. You quite possibly could be feeling some effects of this right now as you get on down to get across to the ARP community, the ABBA community, Owensboro. All those communities are right there, just within a few miles of each other. Sibby, you're going to be seeing the effects of this as well. And so now is the time to make your plans to get to that safe area. Currently cannot confirm that a tornado is on the ground at this point. There has been one as a result of this particular storm just in the past 10, 15 to 20 minutes. Cannot confirm that there is one on the ground now, but definitely there is a tornado warning that is involved in this. Now, there's a tornado warning for Ben Hill County, and that includes some of the areas that we are talking about when we talk about some of the other communities that are part of this particular storm. Those being ARP, Abbott, Lands Crossing. That's why you're seeing the tornado warning for Ben Hill County at this point. Now, Fitzgerald, as you look off toward the right part of your screen, Westwood, those are going to be areas as well, but it looks like this is going to skirt Fitzgerald proper. Now, Matthew, if I'm looking at the radar correctly, Fitzgerald proper, you may see some wind and rain, but probably not the intensity that they're seeing right now as it's gone through Amboy and now is pretty much bearing down on Rebecca, and Double Run is going to see some of this. Owensboro possibly.
That's right. New tornado warning come out for Wilcox County until 4:30. And they are saying it is a confirmed tornado. Weather spotters confirmed tornado. So I don't know if they've received a new information that one's still on the ground, or if they were just relaying this information that one did touch down north of Ashburn on Highway 41. But this is where there could be a tornado. You see the hook there over Rebecca. It's moving to the north and east, heading towards Owensboro, as well as Kramer, Browning, and possibly even Abbeville. And then there's the Ocmulgee River that you see Rochelle and Double Run under the gun for severe weather right now. Tornado warning in effect until 4:30 p.m. Also for western and northwestern Ben Hill County. Down here's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, you're in the clear in terms of a tornado. You are in the polygon. I would still be in my safe place, but it does look like the tornadic portion of the storm is going to stay to the northwest of you and will be moving in a general direction heading towards Ben Hill County and southwestern Wilcox County as well. That is the latest information on this particular cell, but I want to go back down to Sylvester. Just keep a close eye on that because it could be moving in a direction towards a different area. Also, I want to pass along, some people are reporting tennis ball size hail in Blakely from earlier.
Wow.
Well, that was incredible. And so that's what we're looking at. There is another storm complex coming in from the west of Albany right now. You are in a severe thunderstorm warning until 5 p.m., possibly some large size hail there, and we will be watching these to see if they start to rotate as they interact with that boundary. But let's go back down here to Sylvester, and the latest information here is that there could be a possible tornado here. I want to draw it for myself here because sometimes these storms move a little bit to the right, to a little bit to the left. But it looks like, as Rick previously mentioned, it's possible that this particular cell could impact the southern part of Ashburn as well. No confirmation of a tornado with this one, but there remains a tornado warning for Worth County until 4:15 p.m. The possible tornado is now to the northeast of Sylvester, and it is moving to the east of Shingler and heading towards the Coverdale community and southern Turner County. So anyone from Inahaw or Bethel, Sycamore, or Ashburn, we will wait and see what happens here momentarily, because this storm is going to move out of the warning box as well. But anyone from Chula up towards Ashburn, if you don't have to be on I-75 right now, I would not be on the interstate or Highway 41. I would be in my tornado safe spot. These storms are not something to mess with today. We've already had confirmed tornadoes. We've had very large hail, and these tornadoes have really spun up in a quick moments in time. And so you desperately do need to take the necessary tornado precautions if you are in the tornado warnings in this area. We'll go back up to this one here over portions of northeastern Turner County, heading into Wilcox County, and we will see the latest information with that cell at this time. And there it is. Still looking at a hook on it. It's very near Rebecca right now. Rotation a little bit weak, not as intense, but it could tighten up at any time. That's what happened there near Ashburn. I was not expecting a tornado to touch down there, and it did. We did see one very quickly, and so that's what may happen here with this one as it moves its way towards Rebecca, moving into southern Wilcox County and northwestern Ben Hill County right now in the area. And that's what we're looking at. Across South Georgia, we have had numerous tornado warnings, and we are continuing to watch the situation right now.
We've had numerous tornado warnings, and how many confirmed tornadoes have we been tracking this afternoon?
We have tracked, I don't know how many.
It was about 3?
Yes, we have, and I'm getting some information, and I'm going to check something real quick. We've possibly, I think we've had about 3 tornado confirmed for today, 3 tornadoes confirmed today, and we are going to see what it looks like in a certain area. I'm just going to look at it. Reed right now is Reed Timmer, the infamous storm chaser I was talking about. He's actually in Sylvester, and he's streaming. He's streaming, but I don't see anything that indicates a tornado's on the ground. But they claim there may be one, but there could be a lowering there, and so what might happen with that one is that it may do what the Ashburn storm did. It may intensify very quickly as well. He's going through an area of trees and stuff like that, so it's hard to see if he's seeing anything there east of Sylvester. But these are the 2 main storms here, and what they're doing is helping to lift that boundary back to the north that we talked about. It's the rain-cooled air from this morning's activity, and it is lifting to the north and east. And storms are encountering that boundary, and they are developing, and they are getting stronger as well. And
Matthew, while we're looking and you've got that wider view, can you look back to the west of when you look at that there at Cuthbert, Dawson, those areas are they moving into our area? What are we looking at with that particular line? Though it looks like those have tightened up. What are we looking at there when we look at Cuthbert, Dawson, and coming in just below Americus there?
Yes, we did see some impressive, we are seeing some impressive storms coming through right now over Dawson and Cuthbert, and those are severe thunderstorm warned. There is another cell there over Calhoun County. It's starting to get that appendage, starting to get signs that of some activity there. Three Worth County deputies are reporting rotation in the storm over Pope Park area, the post office, Highway 82 City, Sylvester, but I think that has passed Sylvester now, but that's not to say that it could not produce one. And I've seen some video out there. That video I showed you earlier was near Newton. They claim it was near Newton, but you know, it was most likely in Baker County where he shot that. That was talking about Reed Timmer. There is also a video. I'm not going to show it because the Weather Service has not retweeted it yet, but it did show the video of the tornado that moved through near Ashburn, actually crossed near Carroll Sausage and Meats, a country store on the interstate there. And I can't see it for sure that there was a tornado there, but it did look like that there was a lowering there on that one. But when I'm able to show you that to you, I will. You just have to be careful about showing video, you know. But you can see that we do have the severe thunderstorm warning still going on there in Dougherty County until 5 p.m. And then this tornado warning up here in Rebecca, moving up here towards Sibby and Bowen's Mill and the Browning community, south of Rochelle, south of Abbeville. And the tornado warning remains in effect there. That's including Ben Hill County, also Wilcox County, until 4:30 p.m. And we will be watching that. It's definitely some large-size hail with that particular storm. You see the hail tracker there showing the hail coming across the interstate. And that cell there now is moving towards the east-northeast. Rotation has weakened some. So we may see a drop of this tornado warning soon, but the rotation is still there, but it's not very impressive at this moment.
Not very pronounced.
That's right. Let's go back down here because we're getting some indication this one's still pretty intense down here. Looking at the one east of Sylvester. Let's see different views of the radar here. And looking for rotation. There's a little bit. And it's still there north of Sumner, heading towards Inahaw as well as Chula. So nothing confirmed about a tornado there, but we did get some reports of some rotation on the north side of Sylvester. Most of these storms are rotating today, so you're going to see rotating clouds and stuff like that. But the other thing is that you will see some large-size hail as well as we continue to move along around the area. So that's what we're looking at. Rotate. We just got a new radar scan here, and we will see what's going on with these winds. Maybe 60-mile-per-hour winds off the docket coming into Chula and Sunsweet soon. There is some rotation with that cell, but it's not very intense. And I've not heard anything new from the Weather Service in quite some time. But just as I said that, we're getting some new warnings, so it's warning time. Let's see the new warnings. The latest warning is for Turner County until 5 p.m. Tornado warning in effect. At 4:10 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 10 miles northwest of Fitzgerald, or moving east at 40 miles per hour. So that's the rotation there, and you can see it on the radar, and they are continuing the tornado warning. So given the environment today, they're being proactive in issuing these warnings. And so we will continue with this tornado warning northwest of Fitzgerald at this time. There is now a severe thunderstorm warning for the cell that is to the south that was tornado warned over Sylvester, but now it's a severe thunderstorm warning. But look at the hail that may be falling from that. Looking at 1.25 inch diameter hail that's $half size. When they say $half, they don't mean the $half. They mean half of a $1 bill. And so that's what they're seeing as it's coming into Idaho right now. And then also Sunsweet and Chula, Harding, Waterloo, Pinetta, Coverdale, Irwinville, Fitzgerald Municipal Airport, Irwinville Airport, and Sunsweet. Those are the areas that we're watching this cell. It is rotating, but it is moving towards the east. Getting a flash flood warning coming in for Randolph and Terrell counties until 10:15 p.m. Doppler radar indicating heavy rain across the Warren area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. That flash flood warning for Randolph and Terrell counties, including Dawson and Cuthbert, will go until 10:15 p.m. tonight. There is a flood watch in effect until as we get into our Friday right now.
So on this storm that is coming across down in Turner County for Inahaw, Sunsweet, Chula, you need to be prepared. There is rotation in this particular storm, but there is no tornado warning with this. This is a severe thunderstorm that is in effect until 5:15. And as Matthew has pointed out, within the area of that thunderstorm where you see the black, that is hail. And you learn something new every day. I thought that the $half was the simple $half, but no, you take $1 and you tear it in half. That's what they're talking about when you think about the size or possibility in size of these particular chunks of ice. Now you can see it moving across Sunsweet, Chula. It's on top of you. Waterloo, Harding, Brighton, you are in the path of this. Ferry Lake, you're just to the bottom part of this. You may not see very much of what we're talking about, but as you get into Irwinville, Pinetta, Mystic, Osceola, you're on the path of this particular thunderstorm. Now, Matthew, is it possible that this thunderstorm warning could turn to a tornado warning?
It most certainly is possible. In fact, Reed Timmer is moving east now on his stream, and he's indicating that I don't see any lowering or nothing, but he is seeing a very tall, a very ominous cloud, and he's looking in a direction from Sumner. So I don't know his location. He's probably on Highway 82, but looking at that supercell northeast of Sumner, and there is that possibility that there's some very intense hail going on with that. I think it's more of a wind and hail producer at this time, but I do not see anything going on. He's actually headed southeast. So he's actually headed, I think, towards Tai, but he's going to point his camera in the direction. Again, I refrain from showing you it because I can't, I don't want anything troublesome to happen, but you can see that this storm is moving into Chula and off to the south of Ashburn. Very large hail with this area, inch or more. And again, we do get quarter size hail. Quarter size meaning the actual coin. You get $half size hail. It's actually half of the size or half of the dollar bill. And so that's what we're dealing with. Now, this storm up here in Ben Hill County is trying to show out again. So let's go back and look at the radar on that one and check a look at the velocity. Little bit of rotation on the Irwin-Ben Hill County line right there near Arp and Abba. And that would be moving east towards Queensland and Louisville, north of Fitzgerald, possibly looking at that as it's moving towards the east. No confirmation of a tornado, but I have seen video of possibly a tornado that went across Highway 41 and Interstate 75 near Ashburn. The video that was shot that I saw was from Carol's Sausage and Meats and Country Store, and that is where we did see this particular cell come from, and that y'all put it back in motion. And I don't discount that, because notice how bright that velocity was as of 3:48, and as you make your way east, it weakened, and then it's now trying to turn back more to the right towards Fitzgerald, and so we could see some of that. But you know what? There is a camera I can show you, and it is the Fitzgerald weather stem camera. So we're going to call that up real quick. And the weather stem camera down in Fitzgerald. And let's see what we're seeing there. We can also look to the west from the UGA Tifton campus. Let me start with that one. So there's a look at the UGA Tifton campus. That's pointed in the direction of Tai. It's starting to rain there. At this point in time, the ominous cloud is more towards the right side of your screen, but that's the same cell that the storm chaser is looking at, Reed Timmer from Sumner. Let's go to the Fitzgerald. It's calling up Fitzgerald, and let's see. Okay, some ominous skies there in Fitzgerald at this particular time right now. And we will just keep it on that one for right now. Nothing I can see because there's a lot of rain and wind coming in. But we are seeing another one of these roll clouds. You see it right there? I'll actually get on camera real quick and point it out to you.
That's Fitzgerald?
That's Fitzgerald. They say it's from the Fitzgerald Airport. And that's what we're looking at. Some kind of tornado watch was just issued. We'll see how long that one's out. But right now you see this roll cloud right here, and that rotation is in the horizontal. It's just not in the vertical. So, sometimes in the summertime, those thunderstorm bases are a little bit higher up. When I talk about the thunderstorm base, I'm talking about the lower end of the cloud. And so to get tornadic activity, a definite tornado, you need that cloud base a little bit high, which are typical of summertime thunderstorms, tall updrafts and everything like that. But as far as the cloud bases, maybe not as low as you would like to see for tornado genesis, but that does not mean one can't happen. We have had tornadoes in South Georgia today as well. So we continue with the severe thunderstorm warning for Ben Hill, Irwin, Tifton, Turner. That's the storm near Chula, moving to the east towards Ocilla, Mystic, those areas north and west. And also the tornado warning continues for Ben Hill and Irwin County for the storm that's moving towards the Fitzgerald area also. So that tornado watch that was just issued. Okay, we've got a brand new tornado warning. We need to step off camera. We need to call it up. This is in the Albany area. Once again, you are in the path of a tornado, possible tornado. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. Now, this one's a little concerning right here. This one is coming into the Albany area proper. Downtown Albany. Anyone in Albany needs to take cover right now. This just come down from the National Weather Service, getting indications of a pretty impressive signature right now near Leary. And it's moving right along Highway 62. So just when I said I think the tornado threat may be tempered for a moment, it looks like it's coming back. So here we go. We've got a tornado warning in effect for Dougherty County, Baker County, Calhoun County until 5 p.m. And this possible tornado is right along Highway 62, and it's moving towards Albany right now. Let's take a look, do a storm motion. It's moving east, Ricky, at 40 miles per hour right now. So let me call up some things here and do a storm path for you. And we'll actually give you an estimate of how far this is from downtown Albany. It's about 25 minutes from downtown Albany.
And this is a confirmed tornado warning in Dougherty County. It is
possible
a
tornado.
Warning, until 5 o'clock, but it is a tornado warning. Nothing that has been confirmed tornadic yet, but it is a warning, which means there is rotation in this particular storm. Now, take a look at the communities affected. Holt, you're there now. Ducker, Pretoria, Walker, Gillionville Forest, Brook Hollow, Cedar Lake, Indian Creek, Lockett Crossing, Rolling Acres, about 25 minutes out of downtown Albany proper.
Right, and right here is Albany, and moving towards the airport. This is going to be coming towards the airport. This particular cell is making a beeline for the city of Albany. If you are in the Good Life City right now, get in your tornado safe spot. This is moving to the east at 40 miles per hour.
Now, when we talk about tornado safe spots, let's go back over those one more time. Don't necessarily have to bring up the graphic. We need to, but we can, but we really need to be taking a look when we can get back to it very quickly at the storm and the progression of it. Move to the lowest level to an interior room without windows like a closet or a bathroom. You've got time. Go ahead and do that right now. If you have a basement in your home, go there. That's your best option. Cover your head and your neck to protect yourself from falling debris. Use common sense. Please don't be out trying to take pictures of this thing. Please don't be out trying to watch the progression of it. Some folks like to get in the windows and look outside and see what's going on. Those windows bust. They're going to bust internally, and they will come in on you. That glass comes in on you. Please just use common
over
sense
100
and be safe. If you do not have to be out driving this afternoon, your best bet is to stay in and continue to watch your coverage here on CBS 44. Watch your social media as we are also streaming there, but just stay weather alert by watching your weather authority, so that because we are keeping you updated as we continue to move through this weather event this afternoon. Now, Matthew, this is a tornado warning that is for Dougherty County. No confirmed tornado, but what are your thoughts about this particular storm? You kept calling this interesting.
Yes, this storm really ramped up weather quickly, and look at that BTI. That's the highest BTI I've seen all day. It's probably the Early County storm had it beat, but this one has a BTI of an 8. The scale goes to a 10.
Explain BTI very quickly.
The BTI is an exclusive Barron Tornado Index. Mm-hmm. That's our parameter that we have exclusively here to CBS 44 that can give us an indication of how intense a storm or how likely it is to produce a tornado. And that scale goes from a 0 to a 10. And when we see a BTI of an 8, that is cause for concern. This storm right here is trying to get its act together. And I'm very concerned about it because it's moving to a heavily populated area, and it's moving directly towards Albany right now. No confirmation of a tornado with this, but if there's a candidate for a tornado producer, it's going to be this storm. And it's moving towards Ducker, heading towards Gillionville, Walker, and then those communities on the outskirts of western Dougherty County out here by the airport, somewhere over here. This is where a possible tornado is moving. No confirmation of a tornado, but this particular storm is one of those that we've seen most of the day that has really ramped up. And I hope people are praying in Albany right now, because we don't want this storm to tighten up anymore. If we do, it is very likely that it will produce a tornado as it continues to move towards the east. And just getting reports now of baseball-size hail near Red Store Crossroads. That was earlier at 3:11, so about an hour ago. But the hail reports are coming in, and that's massive chunks of ice, massive hailstones coming through South Georgia for today, in addition to the tornadoes that have been touching the ground. Now, this particular cell, based on the radar, it does have shear of nearly 80 miles per hour, possibility of a BTI of an 8. That is the Barron Tornado Index, and once again, we are talking about the city of Albany. Anybody in Albany, around Albany, heading to the southwest of Albany, down towards Putney, over towards the northern part of Baker County, northern Mitchell County, you are in the path of a potential tornado that is now on the Calhoun-Dougherty County line. And there are some communities that will be impacted by this possible tornado. There is our exclusive products here on the Barron computer, and you can see the BTI is an 8. New radar scan will be coming in momentarily, and hopefully we'll get some better idea of what's happening. But there's your rotation right over the western part of Dougherty County. Immediate tornado precautions in the Dougherty County area right